Hello, what's up everybody? Wyatt here, and today we're going to make the ultimate comfort food, mac and cheese. For this recipe, you're going to need milk, cheddar cheese. I'm going to be using boxed macaroni. Any bite-sized macaroni will do, but I'm going to be using elbow pasta. You can also make your own. Panko breadcrumbs, flour, butter. I'm going to be putting some Parmesan cheese on mine, but that is optional. And bacon, which is also optional, but I definitely recommend the bacon. It's delicious. Measurements will be in the description below. Let's get right into it. Alright, so the first step in making your mac and cheese is, of course, cutting up your bacon to go inside. Now, you can always just cut your bacon with a knife, but a little life hack I learned is if you take scissors, it's going to be a lot easier to just cut right through the bacon to make little tiny pieces, not too big, because you don't want like super large pieces of bacon in your mac and cheese, but just about bite size. Okay, so now that all my bacon is cut, I'm going to add it to a hot frying pan over medium-high heat. Make sure your handle is turned in for safety and try and spread out your bacon so it all doesn't stick together. Alright, now it's time for our next step. For this step, we are going to be making the base for our cheese sauce, which is just the bechamel sauce. Our first step is we are going to add 2 tablespoons of butter to a large bowl, and we're going to microwave this. Make sure it's a microwave-friendly bowl. So, to microwave this, all we have to do is just take it, put it in the microwave, and set it to 15 seconds. And because it's only 2 tablespoons of butter, it's not going to take super long to melt. Much better. Alright, so take our butter, and we're going to just sprinkle over some flour while we're whisking. Only add a little bit of flour at a time. So this should just look like a light yellow paste. So, not really too interesting. So, now comes the hard part. We are going to add in our milk. We're constantly whisking. We don't want to stop whisking here because this is the point where it's most likely going to form lumps in your bechamel sauce, and that's not what we want. We want our bechamel sauce to be nice, smooth, and creamy. You just basically whisk this until it's nice, smooth, and creamy. And now you might be saying that's super thin for a cheese sauce. Now that's where this fourth part comes in. I've lost count. So now you're going to microwave this at 2-minute intervals until you get a nice desired texture, which is just nice and thick. But again, you don't want it so thick it doesn't move. And make sure after every 2-minute interval in the microwave, you give it a nice good whisk to again try and get rid of any lumps. Alright, so I'm going to do that microwave step, and I'll see you when that is done. I'm sorry, my footage got corrupted, but while my footage was corrupted, my phone just stopped recording for some reason. I'm not sure why. But while that happened, I'm on my 3rd interval of microwaving my bechamel sauce. And in this big pot of salted boiling water, I added 1 box of elbow macaroni pasta or al dente pasta, or 1 box is just about 1 pound. So now we are only going to cook this until it's just slightly undercooked, because now if it's fully cooked, when we bake it in the oven later, it's just going to get dried out and destroyed. Alright, now time for the fun part. So here I have my macaroni just slightly undercooked, and I'm just going to take out my slotted spoon and just pour this into a strainer to get rid of all that excess water. Now we're going to take our bechamel sauce. Again, making sure you are using your oven mitts. Take our bechamel sauce, put it on the stove. Here we've got our beautiful bechamel sauce. So we'll give this a nice good whisk until it's a nice thick consistency. And we have all of our cheddar cheese here to make our cheese sauce. So we'll add in a little sprinkle of cheddar. Now this cheese should just melt because of how hot the bechamel sauce is, and then just leave us with its beautiful flavors. Oh yeah, you can see how fast this starts to turn orange because of how fast that cheese is melting. This smells so good. This smells like my nanny's mac and cheese. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna add about half of our remaining cheese, and we're all gonna leave a little bit to put on top to melt, along with our Parmesan and our breadcrumbs, of course. Alright, that should be good. Now it's time to add in our pasta to here. Yeah, so you're probably gonna use a spoon for this just to help you fold in your pasta. Ooh, it's so cheesy and stringy. Now, my favorite part, the bacon. Bacon! Here I have a large casserole pan that I'm going to be baking my mac and cheese in. So, I'm going to pick up our mac and cheese, which is very heavy, and I'm going to attempt to pour it into the casserole pan. Mix that until it's just a nice, flat, even layer. Alright, so we're going to start with a layer of Panko Breadcrumbs. So now we'll take some of our we'll take that leftover cheddar. Alright, take our Parmesan. So, now that our mac and cheese is assembled, we're going to grab our oven mitts from earlier, and it's time to bake this thing. Baking it, almost everything in this is already pre-cooked, so what baking it's going to do is just melt the cheese on top and make that breadcrumb layer nice and crispy. So we'll open our oven, and we're just going to bake this at 350 degrees for about 15 minutes. Alright, so now it's time to give this guy a taste test. Oh, the fall test. It does fall. Get some of that nice creamy insides there. Alright, so I guess a little bit. Ooh, there's some bacon right there. I'm definitely going to get that in my bite. This just came out of the oven, so it's very hot. I'm speechless. That's delicious. You've got that nice crunchy outside from the panko. You've got all of those different cheese flavors from the cheddar and the Parmesan. You've got that nice creamy bechamel-based cheese sauce. Macaroni is just awesome. The bacon is just bacon, which is a great thing. I'm gonna go eat this. See you guys in my next video.